Yeah, like, am I a dumbass or am I James Bond? Like, make up your mind, dude. And you know what's crazy is that, sorry, Christian, if you want to say something,
go
or
ahead.
Fabian,
No, I was just going to point out that you are looking to the side right now, and I just wanted to make sure that Stockfish is not open.
Stockfish is not open. I was opening my game history from that day. So ChessBase saves your game history, and I don't want to like have to define every term. It's like a record of some of the games you looked at on a certain day, and it goes back essentially as far back as you had ChessBase. So it's a great feature to like recover. I was writing a new in chess opening article once, and I had 6 like heavily annotated games, and like my ChessBase crashed, and I like the database disappeared or what? Like I lost everything. And I recovered a little bit of it with game history. It's a good feature. So the first thing I did was, this is easy to resolve. So first of all, there's the argument about technically being able to cheat. I'm like, do you guys not have ChessBase? Like, is it weird to have ChessBase on my other monitor? And they're like, well, it takes time to open ChessBase.
Не 2, долго загружается.
Окей, 10 секунд. Загрузился.
Как?
Сколько это было, Илья?
А где движ? Вот.
А я не засек.
ChessBase is already open during the speedrun because this was the second game. To talk about the first game, I paste it into ChessBase, and they're like, why would you need to do that? I'm like, well, I'm checking the opening with like Megabase, and I'm like looking at moments with Stockfish, and like, why aren't you using the chess.com Stockfish? And I'm like, well, that's because I don't have access to the engine evals on my speedrun account. Every question I have an explanation for it because it's the truth. Then they're like, well, it takes more than like 2 seconds to do all of that and open up Stockfish. But that's because there was a 20-second clip edited out by my editor.
Вопрос. Это еще ладно. Это довольно сложно сделать за 20 секунд, но
Я же только что доказал, что я это сделал за 20 секунд.
Нет.
Just because he edits out like longer segments where my opponent is thinking that are boring from like my YouTube channel. And I tried to find the original, but I couldn't because it's like 3 months ago and he didn't have it either. But to show that indeed I had entered the moves into ChessBase, I pulled up my game history from that day. And I actually found the exact segment where I enter the moves in. And I said, let me show you the game history. And suddenly Kramnik's like, no, it's okay. You don't have to. Right? So this is where the gaslighting comes in.
Момент.
И что?
А то, что момент, когда...
Сейчас, я game history могу показать? Извиняюсь, что
Подожди.
перебиваю.
Хотел.
I'm not using the word correctly. It's like when I am like that close to showing how much of an asshole you are, and how cruel what you're doing is, suddenly you just like push it away. I also demonstrated that I could enter 8 moves and turn on Stockfish in like exactly 20 seconds. And then he commented that it was 24 seconds, which it wasn't. And like, this is the level to which this is descending to. I also found my game history from the day that I played or did not play Bishop C8. And that's not good enough either. That's 2022. So my history was saved on the cloud. But just to conclude my thought, the analogy Levitov made, that's such a damaging analogy, and I think how other GMs are thinking about it, some other GMs, is that I stole a pack of gum from a store when I was a kid or whatever. Does that make you more likely to steal like a TV from a store or a computer from a store a couple of years later? And, you know, probably like if you stole a pack of gum for no good reason, and you're an adult and you know, someone stole a TV 5 months later, you're probably statistically more likely, to be a suspect. But I didn't steal a pack of gum. I think the analogy is damaging because from a moral perspective, what I did was bad because it's a violation and, you know, the optics are bad. But it would never occur to me, even during a speedrun game, to look at the engine in order to help my play. It's not even about who I'm playing. I've played many cheaters on the speedrun. I would never like turn on the engine because I think they're cheating.
Why would it make any difference how many playing spaces they have? Like if they have their cheating setup, why do they need a different cheating setup? Or why do they need one fair setup, one cheating setup? Like what's the logic there if he got into that at all?
Well, he's contradicting himself because first of all, he doesn't realize that my monitor that's I use with my laptop is much smaller. Like my 2 monitors on my main office is like 34 inches and 31.5 inches, like really, really big. And it's really comfortable to play and to work on them. And I don't just use it to cheat, right? Just kidding. I don't just use it to play Title Tuesday. See, I shouldn't joke about that, but I can't help it. It's just too fucking funny.
This will be taken out of context.
The whole situation is too ripe for humor and fucking with people, so I do it, and I'm going to continue to do it. But all of the jokes are in stock, are still at fish. horrible. Okay, so the monitors that I have here, I don't carry it up and down to my other setup. I have a different monitor there that's much smaller. And so when he was charging me with looking up when I played Wesley, he uses to illustrate why that's an unnatural motion, a still image from the stream where I talk about my laptop setup with the smaller monitor. So it's like a complete, as you say in Russian, a porridge in your brain. Like and I told him that on the Levitov channel, and he's just like, I didn't do that. I'm like, bitch, I have this. Here is the image from your YouTube video. And he was doing this many times. I was like, you called me a cheater. I never did that. I read out a tweet that he posted. He's like, when did I post that? I said, October 20th, like 12:59. Cheating. Вот еще 20 октября. It is cheating большими буквами. By all standards, and if Cheslav allowed it, it is protecting cheating.
Да.
Я только что сказал, вы меня обвинили в том, что я совершил читерство.
Нет. Нет, что этот эпизод, это подходит под определение читинга.
And, you know, like, and his response to that is always, oh, that's not important, let's move on. Which is just insanity. Like, you have a prosecutor who is lying time and time and time again, and every time I demonstrate it explicitly, he is then allowed to just strike that from the record and quote unquote move on. So, okay, Christian, I think I lost the plot. So I talked about the eye movements. Let me say why they're false. Okay, so I have already proven this with an eye tracker video, which I recorded on both of my setups that will be coming out by a Russian chess YouTuber, Maxim Omariev. He has like the originals, and I'm sure that it'll probably trickle down from there.